I hope we haven't started with that awkward silence again. Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the BooMCAST.
Hello.
A not so consistent podcast as we'd like to be, but that will hopefully change. All start to change rather from now on.
Yes.
That was an amazing intro. I like it. I'm your host, Sir Deezy, and as per usual, I'm welcomed by Mr. Aaron Toomey. Welcome, Aaron. But yeah, we're back. We're back again. It's been a long while. We've finally fueled, and we're back on the horse to continue the show. So I've got my. Things have changed, just to let you guys know, in each of our rosters. So in order to provide you with the guaranteed consistency, we've kind of found that we needed to change the schedule, meaning that this will probably be the last Friday BooMCAST until further notice.
Yeah.
So starting from Tuesday, the 7th of October, so meaning in 2 Tuesdays' time, bit of a tongue twister there.
Good to see that the form is continuing. However, we may have taken a break, but you know, it's still us.
Yeah.
And my squeaky chair there.
Yes, indeed. But anyway, we'll begin fortnightly episodes each Tuesday in 2 Tuesdays' time. And we just find that it's the best day for us, considering our full-time rosters now. Also, I think having it fortnightly will actually guarantee us a lot of news to tell you guys. But
decent stories and stuff, and it might be a little easier for us to get regular guests on as well.
Exactly.
If we can have, in advance warning of getting these people on. Because so far, we've kind of lived up to our pseudo name of the disorganized gamers, and we have been a little bit disorganized.
Just a tad. But hey, like we're I guess motivated, and we want to give you guys the best show possible.
Absolutely.
So I suppose we just want to thank you for your patience in our absence in the past couple of months, and we hope to see you tag along in future episodes.
Absolutely.
But for those of you new to the channel, this is a show, just to let you know.
It is a show. Funny that.
It is a show. I never knew. Where the panel recaps the biggest, best, and most interesting news from the internet. As we do our discussing and opinionating and such, we've got quite a bit to cover today, as we've been away for so long. But before we get into that thick of things, for those of you watching this stream or on YouTube later on, let's properly introduce ourselves. So, Aaron, I'll let you take it away.
Oh, okay. You're throwing me in the deep end first, eh?
I am.
I am.
I'm about to drink my Coke.
I am Aaron from The Gamery, a Australian-based website. We do kind of game news, and we're actually kind of going through a transition ourselves, actually, as to... We started off doing very much like a reviews-based site, and we kind of want to move away from that because we love games, and we feel like that, there are certain games out there that they're not the most polished of things, and they're not games for everyone. And whilst we understand that it takes a lot of... time and effort to make a game and all that sort of stuff. So we don't really want to be ragging on games and pointing out flaws or, kind of... And not to say that we're not going to be voicing our opinions in the future, but we just don't want to be kind of, giving things a score and being like, you shouldn't buy this game because blah or whatever, or you should buy this game because blah. We probably just go more along the lines of, well, I like this game, and it's awesome, and these are my reasons.
Fair enough.
And yeah, we just kind of want to move into more just probably what was truer to our original starting is we just all really like games and technology and pop culture and stuff, and we kind of want to celebrate that. And we just don't think reviews are the right way to do that. So we will be moving through. Hopefully the Gamery will be getting a bit of love on YouTube at some point. But
I love the Gamery. Just saying.
my work schedule has changed recently, and the other guys are a little bit under the pump. So it's really about finding a time when we can all kind of carve out some gamery love time, if that makes any sense. So yeah, hopefully that will be coming soon. So yeah, if you're interested, feel free to have a look at the channel, and news will be up there soon.
Very cool, dude. What have you been playing, considering you're such a avid gamer yourself?
I have been playing a lot of this little game here. You may know it as Destiny. I know it as Destiny. Yeah, it's yeah, here you can see me playing with the other Gamery team guys. This video is up on our channel, testing out the streaming Twitchness of the Xbox One. It was interesting. You know, it wasn't the greatest experience ever, but yeah, it was good. Like, it doesn't seem to take away from the game too much, and yeah, it was cool, and I'm absolutely loving Destiny. I've gotten to a point now where it's a little bit of a grind. It's really kind of hitting that MMO style of things where you have to in order to upgrade your character, you really just have to happen upon better loot. And I think I really think that Destiny has gone an interesting route in that awesome loot seems very sparse, and it seems to be super randomized as to, you know, how that is dropped and where and when, and you know, like, if you're playing in the multiplayer, which is called the Crucible, if you do ridiculously good compared to everyone else in your team, there's absolutely no guarantee that you're going to get anything over the guy who has 1 kill and 50 deaths. Like, it just it's just super randomized, which in a way is kind of good, because if you're not awesome at the game, then at least you have a hope of getting some decent stuff along the line. But I really think that people are starting to get a little bit annoyed with the fact that even if they do super well, they're not really rewarded for that whatsoever.
Yeah, being a very, very big MMO player myself, I know that feeling quite a bit. Like, I'm not going to say I'm the best MMO player of all time, but I mean, I'm pretty close. But no, I'm actually pretty damn bad at MMOs, because I find a lot of them are very skill-based, and I just happen to get the best luck. In WoW, I get the best drops. However, my best friend, for example, he'll play like non-stop. I'm pretty sure his playtime is literally, he's played a couple of years of his life.
Like,
and I swear to God, like, I swear to God, I'm not even half or like a quarter of how much he's played.
Yeah.
And
you've been playing for 10 years, haven't you? You've been playing for a long time.
I've been playing for about, what was it, 2008? So yeah, nearly 10 years.
6 years-ish, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Damn.
But yeah, like, as I was saying, like, I'm about the same item level as him. So I have the same gear as him. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have a better weapon than him. But anyway, I'm just saying.
He must be absolutely hating that. He's got to be hating that.
Sucks.
Not your problem, right?
Not really, no. I'm quite happy. But anyway, he still smashes the shit out of me in duels, so like, yeah. Anyway, so anything else that is worth talking about? Like, more so just Destiny, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get back into Counter-Strike. I don't know if I've talked about it on the BooMCAST, but I built my own PC, so I've really been using that a crap load. Really, the only reason that I was drawn away from that is Destiny. So yeah, I've just been playing a crap load of PC games. So, you know, you Counter-Strike and Door Kickers, and played a little bit of Watch Dogs there as well, just to kind of test it out and see what it could do. But yeah, it's mainly been Destiny. Since Destiny came out, that's pretty much it.
Fair enough, dude.
Yeah. How about you, man? What have you been? What do you do? Introduce thyself. What do you do on your channel and
Well,
whatnot?
what don't I do on my channel? A lot. No, I guess I kind of do videos every now and then, but I'll let you know that the latest video I uploaded was a couple of weeks ago now, which is pretty good for me. But it was a World of Warcraft video, funnily enough. I'm pretty sure the first WoW video I've actually uploaded, and I really enjoyed making it, and I really enjoyed playing, and I really enjoyed answering the questions, because basically what it was 10 answers, 10 questions type of thing for the 10-year anniversary of WoW.
Nice.
And yeah, it was really fun to do. So if you guys play WoW, if you haven't seen the post, definitely check it out. Submit your answers, because I'm pretty sure the blogger's name escapes me, but she's actually making some sort of documentary about it.
Oh,
so
okay.
she's taking videos and posts and putting them together.
Yep. You can see DZ up there on the screen. I've got your WoW video actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
What is this weird? Oh, right, an annotation.
That's probably my video. No. Anyway,
Stop it.
In terms of videos coming out, I actually really do plan to, well, complete opposite from what the Gamery does. I do like making said reviews. I don't technically do a 10 out of, like a rating out of 10, but there is actually one game that I will be talking about in a second, which really impressed me. And I'm going to be reviewing it because I've only just picked it up, and it's been phenomenal. ArcheAge. So I'm going to be reviewing that.
I've been hearing really good things about it. I'm not much of an MMO guy, as you can probably tell from the fact that I call Destiny an MMO. But yeah, I've been hearing really good things about this, and not just from Blake, who has been saying very good things about it, but from a lot of the other guys in the Boom network. I think it's really kind of building up a bit of a name for itself, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's good to see that, you know, there is other MMOs out there that garner interest other than WoW, and maybe to a lesser extent like the Elder Scrolls Online and stuff. So
yeah.
It's good to see some of these unknown players coming in.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, that's what I was just about to bring up. It feels so unknown because you've never heard of ArcheAge. Like, it just sounds so unknown. But it's actually made by Treon, which, if you don't know, I can't. Oh no, the names escape me. But they've made a couple of other really big MMOs. Like, not necessarily World of Warcraft big, but they've made some MMOs
decent.
that, like very decent MMOs, and actually ones that a lot of people hype it up to be the WoW killer.
Okay, right.
Having said that, ArcheAge was never dubbed said WoW killer.
Yeah.
And yet, if anything, it's probably going to be the WoW killer. Like,
yeah, it seems to kind of been building up to that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it really is a fun game. Well, I might as well just start talking about it now. The game's been fun. Look, it's got a max level of 50. I'm already level 32 in those 5 days. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of gone pretty fast, but at the same time, from what I've heard, if you are a hardcore gamer and you're playing every day, it should only take you about 3 or 4 days to actually max level.
Okay.
I actually think that's a good amount, mainly because you don't want it to be too slow, and it hasn't felt too slow. Having said that,
I mean, we're seeing here that I've got the video up of like the ships and stuff. So what is like, because you said it is kind of ship based later on once you get up into those higher levels or something?
Exactly right. Like, this is the thing. I haven't even scratched the surface. I haven't even gotten up to those ships bit. But the ships, the ships are literally the focus of the game. And it's amazing. Like, as you can see on screen there, it's just focusing all on, like, you've got your fishing ships, you've got your trade ships, and those are the two main ships. And you've also got a big, massive, like, a galleon type of warship.
Whoa, and yeah, you can see that there, actually. It's pounding the shore.
It
Yeah, that's
looks
cool.
honestly amazing. And what I love about the map in general, you've got three main continents, and like half of the map is just water. And
Yeah,
all of that water you can actually like
traverse
um,
like it's just
yeah,
open. Yeah, that's cool.
exactly.
Yeah.
It really feels like a lot of different games, a lot of different good games combined, and that's what I was actually coming up with. My friend, like me and my friend, played this, or have been playing this. We started at the same time,
Mm.
um, and we've literally come up with so many games. We've got a list of games that I can really read out to you right now. So it's literally felt like Assassin's Creed 4. It's felt like at times just normal Brotherhood, like that eerie type of um, Renaissance feel,
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
game is very Renaissance. Like the look of it is quite Renaissance. Um, there are a whole bunch of other games that it really feels like. For example, Guild Wars. In terms of that art style, like the cinematics are amazing. I
Yeah,
could
yeah, I
go
can
on,
see
but
what you
like,
mean. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
it's a really
And
fun game.
and
So
is it free to play?
that's another thing. It is free to play.
Yeah, that
There
that
are
just seems ridiculous to me. That there's something that, as we saw, looks this good, and as you're saying, is like crazy in depth and stuff, and
yeah.
it's free. Like, what?
Like
How?
look,
How
here's the
does that
thing.
even work?
With free to play games, they do actually make their money back, and obviously it's through those microtransactions. But I honestly feel this game is worth paying for. Like you can actually pay a $15 a month subscription, like a Patreon type of fee.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep.
It does give you a little bit of benefits. Like I believe you can actually not only build boats, which though I'm pretty sure you can only like you can build boats even if you're free to play. But if you are a patron, you'll be able to build houses and farms.
Oh,
So
okay. Right.
when I mentioned those trades, you can actually take your crops from your farms and then trade them across to the other continents.
Oh,
Um,
dude, that is awesome. Because I
but
know there's a lot of people out there who love, like, I hate that sort of stuff. Like, I'm
yeah,
not a farmer or like a kind of, I don't know what you would call that, like a micro games guy. I'm not one of those people. I kind of stick to the main section of the game, and then that's it. But I know there is people who absolutely live for like those mini games and those, yeah. So
well,
that's cool.
it doesn't really feel like a mini game either, though, because like once you get the crops on your back, you're practically a target. Like you're fair game, and you've got to run to your ship and put your crops on your trade cart. Like there's the thing I love about this game. As I mentioned, it is heavily focused on ships, but it's also the community, because
Yeah.
what the community have done is they've organized themselves into guilds, and there's pirate guilds and there's like different other types of guilds,
So these
trade
aren't
guilds, for example.
so they aren't like actual like guilds within the game. These are
Oh,
just things that they oh that is
you would
awesome.
think.
That is
So
so
like
good.
there's a guild, for example, that just like sails around the ocean looking for traders and just bombarding them and like taking their booty,
Oh, so
literally.
like actual pirates.
Yes, actual
Serious
pirates.
pirates. That is
Yes.
awesome. It's cool that there is such a like it's such an open platform that people are able to kind of do that. Like I love those games where, it's not like it was designed for that, but it's just people have just discovered that you can do that, and then it's open enough to a point where you can have these sort of things, and then I'm guessing there's like kind of those guys that are the bounty hunters of the sea, if you will, and like go after the pirates and all that sort of stuff
Exactly.
and protect the traders and all the rest of it.
Well, actually, just to add to that, you can. This is honestly the detail of this game. If you don't like someone, you can put a bounty on their head, like an
So
actual
good.
bounty.
So
So
good.
they are wanted, and you can, for example, if this person brings him your head, like, sorry, if this person brings you this guy's head,
Yeah.
you have to pay him a certain amount of gold.
Yes.
So
That is
like,
amazing. I am totally going to download this game.
it's
That's so
freaking
good.
great. It's a good MMO. And another thing, just to end on it, it's not overly complicated. So really, the only other game that I've ever seen do something like this, like as in those trades, those big massive trades to different continents, is Eve. So Eve was actually a massive, massive MMO. It still is, where you're in space and you're going from planet to planet, basically doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a great game, but it's friggin' complicated. Like,
Yeah.
I gave it a go, and I could not get past the tutorial. Like, it's Jesus Christ. But this game is just so easy because it feels so familiar.
Yeah.
And I really like it. I'm very much enjoying it.
Nice.
But yeah, that's been my gaming for the past week. But before that, I was playing a bit of Minecraft, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse
Minecraft.
me?
That's right. That game.
Yeah, that game.
I also do videos in that.
Well, actually, I was going to start building on your server, but I've been a bit lazy. Actually, speaking of which, I think I already told you this, but one of my friends doesn't want to build on that server anymore, so it is a one-man job.
That.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Rage quit.
Yeah, it is kind of difficult. Like once that person quits, I don't want to do it by myself, but I probably will get back into it eventually. But there's actually a series that got me back into Minecraft, if you will, called Lords of Minecraft, and it's actually run by a lot of different YouTubers. So the most famous of them is probably Bruce Willikers, or others might know him as Rurikar. He did a lot of World of Warcraft machinimas, and they were very good. But yeah, it's just friggin' great series, and I've been playing on their server. It's like a plot server, not really creative though. Like it's still survival.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like it. If you like Minecraft, watch the series, and then if you really want to, jump on the server.
Yeah.
Because they've built a really, really cool city, and it's community based. Like the community made that city.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Really
That's
like
awesome. That's really cool.
Other than that, today I picked up this game, which probably no one will care about on this podcast. So I'll put that down. But I will say I will be making videos on FIFA 15.
Okay. No one.
And I picked up this game.
Hey! Yes! Champion!
So maybe I will be kicking Aaron's ass on
Well, I was actually thinking, because the one of the good things about Destiny is you can roll several characters, which, being like a traditional console game, I didn't think you would be able to do that. I thought you'd have, like one character that you would have to stick with, and then if you wanted to have another one, you'd have to wipe that guy away or whatever. But I'm not sure if there's a limit, but I know that you can have several characters, so I was actually thinking of rolling another character of a different class. So yeah, dude, when you jump on, definitely let me know, and I'll start that new character at the same time you do, and we can
for sure
do stuff, go up together and all that.
We can make a series of us getting like soccer balls, because I'm pretty sure you can get soccer balls, and we can play FIFA 15 in Destiny. How amazing!
That is
that
pretty much as close to FIFA as you will ever get me. Just throwing that out there.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. If you guys, like, literally the reason I bought this game is because of a group of people called Inside Gaming. They are my source for news, other than the BooMCAST, obviously. But yeah, like, they ended up playing Destiny. They obviously really like it. But what really got me hooked on it, or got me wanting to play it, was they were just bouncing balls around the area, and it looked so fun. So I'm keen to do that anytime, Aaron.
Just to go back to Destiny for a minute, and I don't mean to make this kind of like a Destiny love sesh, but it's weird to me how Destiny has kind of captured that awesome gameplay. Like, the story, whilst I can see that it's going to be good in the long run, like, the story that you get with the release of Destiny is kind of shitty. Like, it's not fleshed out. It doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't really explain anything.
Isn't it only a few hours long as well or
It's like
something.
10 hours if you really like just go at it. I think it took me like 12 maybe. Um,
Is it longer than Halo 4?
I didn't finish Halo 4, so I have no
Oh, okay.
idea.
Just
Yeah, that I just kind of, yeah, I don't know what
okay.
it was with that game. It just rubbed me the wrong way. But yeah, it's just like even because I'm usually one of those people that I finish the main campaign, I might play a little bit of multiplayer and then I'm kind of on to the next thing. But with Destiny, it's just a fun game to play, and I don't really understand what it is that sets it apart from anything else.
Mm.
Um,
Well,
like it's not. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what you think. Like when you jump in, kind of having that just inceptioned into your mind, if you will, of like, yeah, if you can put your finger on, and anyone out there, feel free to throw it in the comments. Like if you think you know why it is so fun to play,
mm.
it's just like the gameplay and the mechanics are just so spot on, for want of a better word. Like I just, yeah,
Okay.
it's just,
Well,
yeah,
I think it would be very interesting as well to see my opinion on this because I'm one of, I think, the very, very minuscule, like, I think I'm the only person in the world really who actually thinks this because there's people who really, really love Destiny, i.e., Aaron, and there's people who really, really hate Destiny. A very
yes,
small amount of people, but there are people who actually hate Destiny.
mm,
Um, and I actually heard a quote actually from Inside Gaming, funnily enough, speaking of them, um, who said there's not a middle ground. There's only people
yes.
who love it and people who
It's
hate it.
super polarizing. Like it's the yeah. There's not really those people who are like, yeah, it's all right, but yeah, like
Well,
it's
that's the thing though. Like, I honestly think the reason why it would be interesting to hear my opinion on it, and maybe I'll do a video on it, is because I actually am in the middle.
right.
Because
But that's
I,
because you haven't played it yet. See, and I also wonder how many of those people who hate it, in quotation marks, of
have
those
played it.
haters have actually played the game all the way through, and have had a decent enough experience with it
Yeah.
to then actually qualify them as being able to hate it. Not that I'm saying that these people are probably just brash decisioners who just kind of hate off the cuff, but I
Yeah.
just don't. I I can understand how if you only played a small section of it, you could hate it. It would make total sense to me. But I think if you put a decent amount of time into it, and you kind of look to the future because it is supposed to be like a ten year game, so
Yeah, that's
yeah, you
true.
can really see where there is room for improvement and where the actual story will come. I imagine 2 or 3 years down the track when they've added onto it immensely. And I think that will really be the defining factor for Destiny is how well they support it with extra story down the track. Like, is it going to be like Titanfall where it kind of, either they didn't pump out the extra content fast enough, or they just didn't build on what was good about the game. And I just think with the story they really let it down there, and I am hopeful that they're going to fix it up later on down the track. I have faith that that is what the idea is, that for now we just have kind of this albeit dodgy story. It fills in enough of the blanks for us to be able to get by until this, gradual dropping in of almost episodic content, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, how long's Destiny been out now for? About a month?
no, not even. It's like two
Okay.
weeks. It came out on the 9th, so
Okay.
literally like, where are we at? It's 2 weeks and 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
so
very, very raw and
it's
new. Like,
super new. Yeah.
here's the thing. I think they've got another 2 weeks, if that's the case, to actually show something else. Maybe
Well, I
like,
mean, see, that's also the thing. They've already started releasing raids, and
hmm,
this week, I don't know if it's like a timed thing, but they've also released a new thing for Anyone who's played the game will understand this. The Queen of the Reef, like they've added all these new goals and kind of expeditions and things that you can try and achieve. So like just within 2 weeks. So I mean, yeah, there really is kind of endless things where they could just kind of go, well, we're going to plop this boss character in over here. It's going to be the exact same model as this other dude, but he's going to be bigger and badder and has 20 times the health. And you're going to have to attack him with... Unlike the raids, they had, I believe it was 6 level 25 and above dudes, which is freaking hard to do, by the way. I'm on level 22 and I've been playing it fairly solidly. So these guys were level 25. After level 20, leveling up is nigh a joke. It's serious grind. So level 25 and above, 6 of them, it took them 10 hours to do this. They averaged 2 deaths a minute. So like it's crazy hard, and this is just literally a switch these guys just flicked. Like, so, like seriously, the possibilities are nigh endless. So yeah, I'm super hopeful for what's to come in the future.
Well, that's a good thing.
And that's my rant done.
Yeah, that's Destiny talking about. Like, didn't we have that like halfway down the list? Jesus,
yeah, something
Christ.
like that.
Deleting that. No. Actually, one more thing on Destiny, like just from this neutral point of view, I personally don't like to really compare games, but if we are going to compare, for example, Titanfall compared to Destiny with that whole hype, like they had a very similar hype type of thing going on. What I mean by the whole, I guess they've got 2 more weeks, is because after a month, Titanfall was completely gone off the face of the earth, in my opinion. Like, I heard
absolutely dead.
Absolutely nothing.
Like,
I still haven't heard it. Like, is that still a game? Like, I played it once. I actually have the game, and I paid friggin' full price at EB. And I played it once. Yeah.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, I did the same thing. I bought it. I played it fairly solidly for like a week, and then was like, okay, well, yeah, that was Titanfall.
I just don't see it happening with Destiny, though. Even though they do have that hype that Titanfall had, I'd say they have a lot more hype behind their back, and it can really push it. Also, the fact that Destiny seems to be a very, very good game. Not that Titanfall wasn't, but like it, as you said, it's a 10-year game. So
yeah, and it is a bit more flushed out. Like where Titanfall was pretty much a multiplayer. It was literally a multiplayer centric game. Like it had even the story in quotation marks mode was literally just multiplayer maps with story kind of slathered around the outside ish.
I thought that was weird personally. Like I couldn't get into that.
It was really odd, and I mean, it kind of reminds me of Blink. Blink had a similar. No, Brink. Sorry.
Brink.
Yeah. I love that game, and I think I was probably one of the few who didn't think it was going to have like a fully fledged story thing. I saw it as just literally a multiplayer game, kind of like Counter-Strike, where there is no story. You just play multiplayer matches until the end of time. I think a lot of people thought there was going to be some sort of story, and they did a similar thing to Titanfall, where there was multiplayer matches that were campaign missions, and it was just, I don't think that sort of game is ever really going to work. And Counter-Strike is actually a great example of that. Condition Zero, the 1.6 kind of standalone version of Counter-Strike, that's exactly what that was, and it didn't do very well either. Thankfully, Counter-Strike has been able to move beyond that and become kind of this esports, awesomeness that it is. But yeah, I just don't see something like Titanfall ever kind of resurrecting itself, unfortunately.
It does suck. With all those games, though, except for maybe Counter-Strike, I'm not sure. Maybe it did. So I'm not sure if Counter-Strike ever really was affected by this, but of all the games that we just mentioned, I guess they really suffered from that hype train. So like, what do you
Yeah,
think about that? Like,
absolutely. Like, I think this has kind of become a symptom of maybe like the whole social media thing of games at the moment, or like kind of like these big conventions like E3 and Smash, like E3 and PAX and EB Expo and whatever you have,
yeah,
you know, the game shows and blah. Um,
those.
is that you know
Sorry.
we
Oh,
is that is that we really have kind of like this over wealth of information before we ever actually see or play a game. So we really get this like giant preconceived idea of what the game is or should be in our mind before we ever actually come into contact with the actual game. And I think that's really where these hype trains kind of build giant momentum. And see, the thing is, whilst these hype trains are kind of good from a marketing perspective of the game, like it gets the game's name out there, and it really, yeah, exactly, it brings in the money and stuff.
Mm,
It garners interest in the game. The downside is that people, the marketing people and the game developers and publishers, they're not in control of where that train stops. Like the hype train ain't got no brakes, man. It keeps going until people's expectations are through the roof, and then they get this game, and whilst it might be amazing, it if it doesn't live up to people's expectation, there's no way they're not going to feel disappointed. Like, I don't know if that's what you feel, but yeah, I just think it's just
well,
kind of a symptom of our need to know everything right now, and we want to know as much as we can about these games before
yeah.
they even come out.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I kind of feel that about most games that come out. Like, for example, Titanfall. Um, Even to a certain point, as you're saying, Destiny. Like, if it doesn't live up to its expectations, like it is a good game. It's a very good game from what it sounds like. But if your character can't eat shit and poo, like what I thought was actually going to happen in the game, like it's going to be a bit of a letdown. Like I really wanted to see that, but
Destiny meets The Sims.
exactly. Like that's the perfect game right there, an MMO that allows you to eat shit and poo, and ArcheAge does that now. But like there have been like just to point out one game in particular because it's the only game that comes to mind really. But what do you think of the hype behind GTA 5? And did that hype train ruin GTA 5? Because to me, it looked like it did friggin' amazingly, and GTA 5, not necessarily online, like the story mode, was amazing. Like an amazing game, just brilliant.
Yeah, and
So
see, I think that like I think they were smart with GTA 5 bringing out the online section later, so that people
that's
kind of could cut their teeth on the story, could whinge and moan, and kind of get their crap out of the way. And then 2 weeks later, they release online, and all of a sudden, you've got all of these extra things that you can do, and you can interact with people, kind of however you want. And whilst there was a little bit of flack, and it kind of continues with I'm not sure if we mentioned last time with the people being put into like the hackers getting
yeah.
in and putting people in the like sex scenes and all of that sort of stuff. Like, it has its ups and downs, but I think overall most people see it as a freaking awesome game. And whilst when it first released, it had huge problems. They fixed it fairly quickly, and you don't really hear about that anymore. Like it's only just now that I remember that, thinking back on that time, that it had massive problems. Like if you were to jump in now, there's no problems. Like it's a great game, and there's still buttloads of people playing it, and they're just about to release it on the current gen consoles and PC, and they're going to get a whole lot more people jumping in there and playing and enjoying the game without those teething issues at the start. So,
Well,
yeah,
I've sorry to interrupt, Darren, but I've got three questions just quickly before I
yeah,
forget them.
sure.
So first question is, if okay, we're talking about hype here. If GTA 5, for example, like it did obviously have some marketing behind it. It did have a lot of hype. Let's be honest, because it's freaking GTA 5.
Yeah.
If Rockstar chucked a Valve and just went, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. There you go, GTA 5. You're welcome. On the day, no hype, absolutely nothing. Do you think it would have been a better game than what it, like, better experience, I guess, than what it was, like, actually was?
See,
because I'm not sure about that, really.
Yeah, coming out of nowhere, GTA 5 would have been literally mind-blowing. Like, had you not seen, had you gone from every other game at the time, you know, Halo 4 included and everything else that came out at the time, had you gone from all of those games to one day waking up and suddenly there's this game, GTA 5, and it looks amazing as it does, it plays as amazingly as it does, it has ridiculous story, I think that would be literally mind-blowing. And I don't... Okay. I see that as like the double-edged sword of hype, if you will, is our current like gaming and society thinking is I want to know what I want to know now, and fuck anyone who gets in between that. And I really think that if some developers just go, oh well, here's a little teaser, you know, maybe just a little bit of what it'll look like, and then maybe just like a couple of promotional images, you know, like those cartoon drawn GTA 5 poster things of like Franklin and Michael and Trevor and all of the blonde chick that was supposedly Kate Upton. You know, you release a couple of those, a little bit of a teaser, you know, and then in a week's time, like I seriously don't understand why more games don't do this, but I kind of do. They put years into these games. It's hard to keep that sort of thing quiet for years. Like that takes zen, like, you know, self-control. But you know, it would be awesome if they just came out with, and I think the Sid Meier Civilization, they kind of did this at the last, I think it was PAX or something. They announced that they're going to have a new one, and then they kind of dropped the mic and they left the convention. They just fucking left. Everyone else hangs around and they answered questions and, you know, oh, you know, what's it going to be like, blah, blah, blah. These guys, they fucked off completely. And I think more people need to do that, because then there's kind of like this awe and this anticipation and this speculation about the game, and there's no actual hard, you know, what am I trying to say here? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, there's no expectations actually set. Like, you have no preconceived notion. Like, you have ideas, but you recognize that those are only ideas. Like, the game may be completely different. Whereas if you've seen 20,000 videos that show you 20 minutes of gameplay each, and they're all a different facet of the game, you pretty much know what's going to come out. Yeah. And then when it does come out and it's something completely different, then you freak out. Like, yeah, Watch Dogs is another great example. They've released that E3 trailer, the playable demo that was run on crazy PC,
the rating hardware. Was amazing. And
exactly. Yeah. And then people lost their shit when it didn't look like that on their 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know.
I think, honestly, I think that's the way to go, but, well, don't be done yet, because I still have 2 more questions.
Oh, Jesus, all right. I need to drink more wine.
Yeah. I'll try and be quick, like, and make them snappy questions. Like, I guess that's the way to go. I mean, Valve, as I mentioned, they do it best. They really do.
They really do.
If everyone does that, would that... Like, I actually think it would be the way to go personally, but does the hype train that we have now, I guess that's what you're saying, it kind of ruins games. Yeah. But if we transition to this, would it be better?
I think it would. Personally, I think it would. Okay. And I think the marketing would need to be, like, I think from a marketing perspective, whilst it might be slightly harder to not, you know, give away as much and you would actually have to strategize somewhat. Sorry, marketing people out there, I know that you think you're, freaking the guy who wrote that one Chinese book. Wow. The Art of War. That's the one I'm thinking of. Man, I'm drunk. I shouldn't have any more wine.
Put it down.
Yeah, I know that they, it's all kind of a matter of opinion, and maybe, some people are all for having heaps of information out there and kind of saturating the market with their game. And then I'm really the kind of the opposite camp of that, where I think that they should hold as much back as they can and kind of get that little bit of interest, so that, people will kind of build it up in their mind and imagine stuff. And then when they play the game, it's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
so,
a game that's done that fairly well, that hasn't come out yet, is... and it has a bit of hype behind it, so far as I'm aware. Not being a PlayStation guy, the Order of 1886. I've seen a couple of things about that game. I kind of know what it's about. It looks ridiculously cool, but if I was to pick up a controller, and I mean, I think at E3 we actually saw that it's kind of like a... it completely threw me for a loop. Like, it was kind of like a old school Resident Evil Silent Hill sort of thing, rather than... I thought it was going to be, Halo with freaking vampires and werewolves. Like, I thought it was going to be like kind of a shoot 'em up, whereas it looks a lot more like a Resident Evil, where you're kind of slinking around dark alleys, and if you meet these things head on, they will fuck you up. Like, yeah, which I think is really cool. They've kind of kept it on lock, and they haven't overpopulated everything.
I'm looking up a game right now. You might be able to tell me, but have you played the teaser for
PT?
that? Yes.
Yeah.
You got it straight away. Okay.
I haven't played it simply because I'm the biggest wuss alive.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I hate horror games. I cannot play horror games at all.
I'm the same way, but...
Dude, we should get together one day in the same room and play, like, PT or Slenderman or something like that.
Yes, dude, yes.
Have it all dark and everything.
The thing is, though, I don't scream, so if you scream, I'm going to be...
I do. I'm a jumper. Like, I don't know if you've seen some of my live streams, but I will jump at creepers coming out at me in Minecraft and stuff. Like, it's just ridiculous, town.
Amazing. Well, the reason I bring the game up is because maybe that's another way to do it. Like, we've already discussed Valve bringing out their games, like, literally, we're bringing out Half-Life 3, you're welcome. Well, even though they haven't. But anyway,
you heard it here first on the BooMCAST. Easy.
Imagine if it came out tomorrow. No, like, Hideo Kojima, I'm pretty sure, worked on this, and like, what if they did, like, what if Hideo Kojima, like, gave out that game, that teaser game, like, apparently it was amazing, and then didn't say anything at all about the game, no trailers, no nothing, and then just released it whenever it's supposed to come out in absolutely. 8 years' time or 6 months' time.
Yeah,
like, I think that would be great.
Yeah,
because, like,
I think that is the absolute best way to do that.
Yeah,
and I think it's called PT because it's like a playable trailer or something like that.
That's right.
So yeah, I mean that right there is textbook way to do it. I think that's how most games should go.
I don't want to get away from GTA 5, by the way, even though we kind of have already. But my third question for you, and this leads into a different topic completely, but considering that you know so much about GTA 5, I'm assuming that you've played it.
Yeah.
GTA 5 comes out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4 very soon. So Xbox and PlayStation 4 is November the 18th, confirmed. And PC will be coming out, unfortunately, next year, January 27th.
Yep.
Will you be buying it, even though you know what the game is? You've played it already?
Yeah, I think what would be awesome to me, and I know there's kind of like Buckley's chance of this actually happening, is if you could transfer like your save.
Yeah.
Or even just your multiplayer, dude. which I think you may actually be able to do because it's all in Rockstar's cloud anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will do it with Xbox. Because
What's that?
I'm pretty sure they will do it with Xbox.
Alright.
Mainly because I can do that with my FIFA stuff.
Right,
Like
yeah.
all my characters or like teams come over to the next gen. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that, like, yeah, it would be awesome if I could do that on PC, because that's kind of really where I want to play it, to really just ramp up those settings and make it look ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I want to see those mods. Like, GTA 4, they've been able to make it look better than, beg my pardon, GTA 5 on the 360. Like, I want to see those mods that do people just get in there and they make it ridiculously awesome. Like, I wish they could do that on console, have that modding community. I understand that it's ridiculous, it's like next level crazy hard, but yeah, it'd be cool if they could.
It would, but I don't
It's never going to happen, so let's move on.
Well, I think they actually did, if I'm not mistaken, when GTA 5 first came out, actually hack a PlayStation 4, 3, sorry, if I'm not mistaken. And they did add mods to it. I'm not exactly sure, but anyway. Jeez, we've kind of skipped like a million things on my list here.
Yeah, we've been going for, about now.
Oh, that's pretty decent. Do you want to start at the top? Because
Sure. Let's go through the list and see what we've ticked off and what we've missed.
Yeah, I mean, well, we haven't done Minecraft being bought out by Microsoft, which is the latest news on this list.
Yep.
Biggest news by far. I mean, 2.5 billion.
That is a lot of
For
money.
a sandbox game as well.
Yeah,
Like
for one title. It's buying a company for one title. Like, the thing was, when King was going public for their IPO or whatever, I think we can all agree that they are the one game Candy Crush. Yes, I realize, people, internet, before you set yourselves on fire, that they do have other games, but their biggest and most well-known game, and something that I think makes up like a 90% of their revenue, is Candy Crush. So they're literally just one game, and they IPO'd for like $4 billion or something ridiculous. So,
wait. Are you saying Microsoft bought one game? Because Mojang has some pretty damn good games. Scrolls is amazing.
Yes, okay, fair enough. I'll give you they bought 2 games. But, see, they didn't... The thing is that the whole idea behind this is that Notch and the 2 other guys, and we talked about this before the show, I hate calling them the 2 other guys because I have no idea what their actual names are. They're never... It's Notch and the 2 other guys. That's just how they're called, and I feel so sorry for them. They are the founders of Mojang, and they don't even get a recognition of their actual names by plebs like me and Blake. But, Notch and these 2 guys want to... They want to be indie developers again. They built a game that was far and above what anyone could have conceived for it, and it's a ridiculously awesome game. For as someone who plays Minecraft and loves the franchise, it is just super
Sorry,
cool.
dude.
Blake is interjecting. What's up?
This is amazing. I just I just looked up 2
Please tell
other
me
guys.
you typed in 2 other guys. Yep.
Their names are Carl and Jacob Leaving. I found that by searching in Google. 2 other guys. I'm not joking. I am not fucking joking.
That is amazing. I feel so sorry for those guys, because Notch started writing Minecraft, and then I don't know how he knows these guys, but they made Mojang, and then everything exploded. So yeah, it is really just...
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, but getting back to the story, Notch and these 2 guys, they want to be indie developers again. They don't want to be responsible for the behemoth that is Minecraft. And You
Well,
know,
I actually have a quote here. Sorry to intervene again,
no,
but
do it.
Notch and the two other guys, it specifically Notch has said, and you've probably heard this quote like a million times, but I've become a symbol. I don't want to be a symbol, responsible for something huge that I don't understand, that I don't want to work on, that keeps coming back to me. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not a CEO. I'm a nerdy programmer who likes to have opinions on Twitter. Bless, Notch. Bless.
And I mean,
that-
that's fair enough. He should
Yeah.
be, he's an indie developer. He is literally one of these guys who wants to go into game dev jams and, you know, just make some stupid shit that some people might like playing. And it's,
I like it.
yeah, I mean, I think it's fair enough that this guy and his two mates deserve to be, you know, kind of just free, what have yous, free developers, and that a company like Microsoft understands what is needed for something like Minecraft. And to their credit, you know, the first thing they said was, yes, we will support it on all other platforms. Yes, we will continue development for this game, because they're not stupid. They understand that the success of Minecraft is that it is fucking everywhere, and that, you know, you can pick up a device and you can install Minecraft, and
Exactly.
it plays exactly the same on that device as it does on this one, as it does on that one. You know, it's the same experience across all the devices. Whilst their versions may be slightly disparate, at least, you know, it's a similar product.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think
heard
the
of-
guys at Microsoft are going to change things too seriously. I know people are worried about that, but they're not idiots. They know what's going on.
I've heard a lot of things saying that Microsoft literally bought it, though. Like, as you said, they're probably not going to change too much about the game. Although I am hoping for Minecraft 2, and it has to look like the new Final Fantasy. It would be amazing. I'm just
Curved
saying.
lines and stuff.
Yeah, like how cool would that be? Like, anyway,
It'd
let
be a
us
completely
rotate the
different game,
blocks.
dude.
Yeah.
Hexagon?
Yes. What was I saying?
Don't know.
Something about Microsoft. No, actually, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I heard that Microsoft didn't buy it for the game. They literally bought it, as you said, for the title. Because Minecraft, as it is everywhere, they make their most revenue, not on the game itself, because it's only like $15. They
Yeah.
make it on shirts and plushies and stuff
Yep.
like that.
The
Literally
licensing.
merchandise.
Yeah.
Yes. So Microsoft has basically apparently bought it for that reason.
Well, I heard that
I guess.
their stock rose something ridiculous, like 0.25%, and that's already paid for the $2.5 billion.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
That's-
I just, my mind can't even fathom that those figures of numbers of dollars.
yeah.
I think about if 0.5%, if 0.25% is $2.5 billion, literally just putting those two things in a sentence fractured my mind. I'm like, I cannot think beyond that. Yeah, exactly. I am now a broken man. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's crazy town. It's ridiculous.
It is very surprising, though, that, like, would you say that Minecraft, like, I personally think Minecraft, to me, was one of the first real indie type of games. Like, it broke out as an indie game, and it really made indie what indie is now today.
It is the epitome of a successful indie game.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And having said that, like, the nature of an indie game developer, i.e. Notch, would always have that opinion where, look, I'm never going to sell to big, money-hungry, greedy companies. And then, lo and behold, Minecraft is a Microsoft product now.
But
I'm
I
not
think,
saying I love Microsoft, but yeah.
I think
PC
it's just, and I think we kind of saw this with the Facebook acquisition of Oculus, and Notch kind of having a dummy spit and pulling Minecraft compatibility for Oculus, or whatever it was at the time. I can't remember. But, it's kind of like, an indie developer can do that. They can have opinions and they can freak out and they can spit the dummy and they can go on Twitter and call, say racist comments. Not that I'm saying Notch did, but, they're usually an individual or like 2 or 3 people in a basement somewhere eating pizza, living off like a scrap of paper, $10 a week or something. They're usually the starving artist. And, these guys just happen to get that lightning in a bottle that is Minecraft. And I think Notch has gone on record as saying, I understand that I will probably never make a game like Minecraft ever again. That's kind of like a lottery winning one-time only thing. But I mean, he's always going to be, Notch who made Minecraft. It's kind of hard. I respect the fact that he just wants to go back to being an indie developer. He's not trying to kind of, go big or go home and make the next Minecraft or any of that crap. He's just like, right, it's grown. Minecraft has, I think it's very humble that he can say, Minecraft has grown beyond me. It's not my game anymore. It's the people's game. It's, this thing has grown beyond me and now I need to palm it off to someone who can actually fuel it and make it the game that it kind of needs to be, if you will, kind of Batman-esque, the game that we need sort of thing, not that we want, or whatever the fuck that quote is.
I'm Minecraft. Anyway.
I'm Notch. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to start speeding things up here a little bit because we've kind of ranted on a little bit too much about Minecraft here.
But,
yeah.
And Destiny and pretty much just everything else.
ArcheAge, yeah. Anyway, speaking of money-hungry companies, Blizzard has actually cancelled Titan.
Oh, snap.
Did you hear about this?
Snap. No, I mean, you told me about it the other day. I had heard that they were having another MMO in the works, and it's been in the works for a while, I think.
Yeah.
You can probably back me up with some actual numbers there.
7 whole friggin' years. Like,
Damn.
And they just cancelled it. Like,
if you think about that, they've been working on this game longer than you've been playing World of Warcraft.
Exactly.
Just let that sink in. Like... That is 7 years. Where was I 7 years ago? I met my wife 7 years ago. Like,
didn't have a mustache 7 years ago.
No, like that's
really
that's
like
15 worths of Mo growth. Like, it's crazy they must be just sitting on giant pyramids of cash if they can just say, those last 7 years of your life, just, go and piss it into the wind. Because that is...
Is that a strength or a weakness to Blizzard, really? Like, I honestly think it's a strength to be able to be like, yeah, 7 years, whatever.
But I don't understand how they can't be like, well, we're going to work on it for another 2 years. Or, because what was the quote you were saying the other day?
Well, I was basically saying that they thought it was unfinished. I can bring up the article, actually.
Yeah, because you were saying something like they had this idea and it had legs. They could see how it was viable. Some things are working, some things weren't. I just, from what you told me of it and from what is on the internet, go find things. But I think that it's just kind of ridiculous to throw away all that work and not kind of,
work on it.
Whilst it might not be the most amazing thing when you release it, surely they can get it to a point where it's releasable and that some people will use it and they can build on that and kind of grow it up as, like, seriously, this is like the WoW predecessor, is it not?
Pretty much. I mean, that's what a lot of the community...
Sorry, not predecessor, successor.
Yeah, successor. Yeah. That's what the community were building it up to be. But I actually have a quote here, and Blizzard literally say, no, it wasn't supposed to be the successor. If anything, World of Warcraft 2, when it eventually comes out, is the successor to World of Warcraft. This, if like, for lack of anything else to say here, is like, it's preemptive hype train, I suppose. It's kind of like, yeah, like,
that would be amazing. You just blew my mind. Imagine if, right, they say, no, we're not doing this anymore. No, it's canned. Just forget about it. Titan, or whatever it was codenamed, it's in the can. We're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And then they continue to squirrel away on it for the next year and a bit, and then boom, Titan. The next MMO, blah, blah, from the people who brought you World of Warcraft, and blah blah blah, amazing town, insert some dubstep and some flashy graphics, and away you go. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. It sounds very strange because looking at this article, they literally say it's just, we didn't find the fun, we didn't find the passion, and we were like, the answer is no. Like, it literally says the answer is no, and they cancelled it.
And they're well within their rights too. So look, I mean, yeah, it's just
after 7 years, if they can't find the passion of the game, if they can't find the fun in the game, it's obviously not a good game.
I mean, yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's speed through.
Yeah, I believe you wanted to talk a little bit about iPhone 6, if you have some news on that, because that came out apparently.
It came out, and people are like, oh my god, lining up for 50 hours or whatever, which seems ridiculous to me.
That was amazing. They still do that. Like, how crazy is that?
I mean, it's just a phone. It's the phone that you have now, so crap that the iPhone 6, which is not, a reinvention of the phone, it's not a holographic thing that you slap on your wrist and, it doesn't slurp to your face and show you a completely different reality. Like, it's a fucking phone. It's slightly bigger.
But Aaron, it's curved.
Well, it is now.
Yeah.
So supposedly, because it is such a giant piece of aluminium, yes, aluminium, not aluminum, is like, it bends in people's pockets because it is so large, and it kind of goes against that one of the largest muscles in your body. Blake is
not working.
I'm trying to bend his what's that, a
Samsung Note 3.
Note 3? Yeah, see, there you go. So it's about the same size, and it doesn't bend. Like, what the hell is that? So, yeah, we are not affiliated with Samsung nor Telstra.
Also,
so, yeah, like, I have seen videos on the web where people are literally putting and these are guys with way too much time and money on their hand, obviously. They're just sitting there, and they seriously, it's more than a little bit of force, but it's not within the realms of impossibility that you would bend this. Like, seriously, if you sat on it slightly weird and went to grab it, it would bend. And the main point of failure seems to be around the volume up and down buttons. The metal is quite thin there, and yeah, it bends. It really bends, and it's kind of ridiculous, really.
Do you want to hear something ridiculous though? Like, that's all bad and stuff. But what I found amazing was, and I think I haven't broken the news to you, I'm not sure. I can't remember if I have. But people have actually been microwaving their phones.
I think I have a picture of this. Is this what you sent me before? Look at this. Ready?
Yes, that is it. That's it right there.
Melted phone. Who does this?
The thing is, 4chan? I don't think I need to explain.
Good old 4chan.
Yeah. Well, apparently what 4chan have done is, or at least someone on 4chan, they basically put up this fake charge your phone new feature by putting your phone in the microwave. And people have actually done it.
That is so good. I love the trolling on the internet. If you are stupid enough to put your phone in a microwave, you deserve everything that's coming to you.
Like, I don't think there's any sort of warranty that can help you in that situation. Unlike
Absolutely nothing. When your
What about
phone
the-
looks like this and the screen is like completely exploded outwards, there's
I
no
dropped it in
helping
the
you.
toilet.
There is no helping you, you fool.
Oh my
You
god!
fool.
Like, but actually, going back to the bending though, are they going to cover the like? Are they going to replace the people's phones?
Well,
Like,
I don't know if it's like a replaceable thing, but it's just
don't sit on your phone.
yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, something that happened a little while back. Again, I'll leave this to you to explain because I don't know anything about technology except for there's a camera. Apparently, iCloud finally got hacked. Do
Yes.
tell.
Now, you may have heard of this as being called the Fappening. Now, which I just think is an amazing name for it. That is
Yeah.
just cool, no matter how you slice it. It may have been ridiculously bad what happened, but that is just a cool last name. Whoop!
Yeah.
I banged
Oh.
my thingy. Oh, Jesus! Nope.
This is getting cut out.
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
You're very quiet now.
Is that better?
Yes, talk?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
Good?
that's good. That's good.
All right.
Slightly quieter than before, though, but it should be fine.
Okay. That's fine. I'll just talk louder.
Yeah.
1 second. Can you watch it on your laptop? Just plug your headphones into your laptop. What's wrong with the printer? Did you check the ink? Oh, we'll be done in a minute, maybe.
Do you have any cures for earache?
No. Do you have any cures for earache, Daisy? Nope.
No.
No.
Sorry, an ad just started playing and I was like, where the hell's that coming from? Earache.
Not really.
No.
So we're going from, what was I saying? The Fappening. That's right.
It's happening.
120. 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah, so no matter how you slice it, that is just an awesome name for it. It's a bad thing that happened, but that's cool. So what happened was iCloud didn't actually get hacked. It was more that they guessed or kind of circumvented the security stuff. I mean, the whole idea of a security question, whilst it say the hometown that I was born in, especially if you're a celebrity, that information is kind of public knowledge. So, these people were able to get into, I know Jennifer Lawrence was one of the main people hit. She takes a lot of naked photos apparently. And yeah, they would just spread across the internet. We were just talking about 4chan. I believe Reddit was in there as well as being like a major culprit. I know there was a whole heap of other people, but I know Jennifer Lawrence was one of the main people that got hammered with this. And yeah, it's just what. Yeah.
I just looked it up for research. I can confirm that there are pictures of this.
I know that some of like the image hosting websites were supposedly blocking pictures that were being uploaded, saying that they were of Jennifer Lawrence. When I'm sure that maybe sometimes they were, but other people were having issues trying to upload just normal, photos of blonde women with or without clothing. That's unconfirmed. They weren't able to upload these pictures, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it is a little bit sad that
people would do that just in general.
that people would do that, and that there's just no. Like, I understand that these people are celebrities, but surely they have, like, some privacy. Like, are you seriously that desperate? There is a lot of good-looking naked women on the internet. It's called porn.
Believe me, there is.
It's fairly easily to find. It's fairly easily found.
No.
DZ's
DT,
quite well versed in it, obviously. But yeah,
I've got it
it's
open
just
on my second screen right now.
always. It's just picture burning all over the shop. But yeah, like, yeah, it's a little sad that this sort of thing is happening, and that Apple's just kind of going, well, yeah, it's not our fault.
Well,
It
it's
was
not.
those guys,
Like-
those naughty boys over there. It was their fault.
There's a couple of things though. Like I've actually heard it's not necessarily like I know what you're saying there, but I guess from a very basic point of view, but it's not just apparently iCloud. It like that can happen on the Samsung phone as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the same thing. Like if you use your actual birth town on a like Google Drive secret question or whatever, then it's just as easily going to be someone's just as easily going to be able to reset your password on there as with iCloud or
So you're saying
Dropbox or whatever.
So you're saying if I've answered these questions and so forth and like put stuff on my phone, like all my naked pictures, it could go somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, well, because you've already sent me those naked pictures, I did you the favor of uploading those, so
Thanks, man.
yeah, that's all right. I'll put those
Appreciate
links
it.
in the description for you. Yeah.
Please don't. I'm serious, don't. No. But seriously, don't.
Stop sending me
actually,
naked pictures then, weirdo.
I'm sorry. Just to add to this though, and I actually haven't put this on the schedule. I just actually thought of it remembered rather. In the morning, I was just looking at the news on Facebook as per usual, and those bait things like whatever, and it's usually a lie, and you just click it. Do you know what I'm talking about now?
I have no clue what you're talking about. This
What's
is what
it
you
called?
said. This is what you said. Those beat things in the morning with the paper, and they have a line,
What?
and you just
No.
click on it. That is literally what you said. That makes no sense to anyone. If anyone understood what DZ said, just then comment below, because it makes no sense to me.
We're
at all.
cutting this out. That mentioned something about Emma Watson. Now,
Right.
the thing is, Emma Watson obviously, like, she made a comment on this whole Fappening, and mentioned that she doesn't take nudes. However, people on the internet, I can't exactly remember what site. I think it was something like 4chan. Someone basically posted to Emma Watson because she made that whole UN speech and like about feminism, and they were pissed, like instant wrath. Like the backlash on her was amazingly like bad.
Really?
Like yeah, like
Wow, that
just
surprises me, because there was this whole thing. I think at some point there was this whole thing of just random women posting their own nudes on Twitter in like solidarity for the people who had been hit by this Fappening leak, which kind of seems to be more fuel on the fire, if you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah. Just.
So anyway, basically after that feminism speech, I actually didn't. I haven't done my research on it. I'll be honest. I'm sorry. But like, apparently it was an amazing speech. Everything she said was right. It's just people on the internet are assholes, and they actually have threatened her.
Funny that.
Yeah, like they've actually threatened her, saying we actually do have pictures of you nude, and we're going to release them. And apparently, there's a countdown, which by my watch, 2 more days, I believe it comes out.
Not that you're counting or taking any notice.
No. Shh. But yeah, like apparently there's this whole site where you can check it out. I don't think it's been taken down, but like there's a countdown, and it's like like slowly shows a naked Emma Watson. Obviously, I don't think it's her because she doesn't take nudes, as she said.
Well, see, that was another thing about this whole Fappening thing. There was supposed to be a lot of fakes in it. I believe, what's that? There's a young actress, singer, person, celebrity.
Adriana Grande.
That's the one, Adriana Grande. Thank you. My wife's up on it more than I am. Shows you something. you know,
It is totally her, by the way.
I don't know if you could hear that, viewers, but she said it is totally her, by the way. But she has denied it profusely several times, saying that they're completely fake and it's not her, and citing all these things. It's not her hair and her bedroom and blah blah blah. And there was all.
Sorry to interrupt, but is that why she released that new song with J-Lo, to show that it's not her? Like, that's not her ass. Like, you know how she's showing her ass in that new song?
J-Lo? I thought that was Iggy Azalea.
Oh, was it? I don't know. I get them mixed up. They're all the same to me. Anyway, go on.
Yes. Well, I'm kind of done. But yeah. Yeah.
Wait, is it Iggy? I don't know.
Yes.
What did she say? What's her name? Ariana Grande.
Yeah. She's like the young one. Yeah.
She's from that show that my sister
like
watches.
she's about 12.
Yeah.
Wow. My wife is telling me that she's 21. She literally looks like she's about 12. I do not find her attractive on any level. Sorry, Adriana. I know you are an avid watcher of the show, and I'm sorry to break your heart, but...
Well, I'm 21 and... Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
I just released my age on the internet.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna get fappened.
It's not like you haven't already. Links in the description.
Okay, well, wrapping things up a little bit
It's
faster.
not really. For those people that are hurriedly going to the description, we're joking. It's not really.
Oh, well, you're joking?
Well, I am. I don't know about Daisy. Speak for
I'll
himself.
put the links in the description. Forget what Aaron said. Yeah, so moving on. Another big thing that's actually not gaming related, swatting happened.
Well, it's kind of gaming related.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
getting
more-
back to the gaming related stuff from the not gaming related. You've completely twisted yourself around there. It is quite clearly gaming related.
Well, it is, but it isn't, because like
No,
it's not happening
it really
in the game.
is.
But it's not happening in the game.
No, but it's based around gaming. What is he doing when it happens?
It doesn't necessarily have
What
to
is
be
he doing,
game-
Daisy, when
It's
it happens to him?
He's playing Counter-Strike.
Exactly. He's gaming. And he's streaming the game that he's playing. So it is quite clearly gaming related.
Well, I'm just saying, there's plenty of musicians on Twitch. There's plenty of
Really?
other people on Twitch. I don't know. I assume. Anyway, whatever. Going back to gaming, I suppose, but not really. Swatting.
Yes.
So Butra of the
I
Creatures.
believe we have a video here of this. Let's just remove broken iPhone and put
Well,
this guy up.
Why would you put that up?
This is actually the guy that, this is the thing. Like, he's streaming his game, and then all of a sudden he's putting his hands in the air, and there's these dudes, these police guys,
Could you imagine that, dude? Like, where
it's so fucked up. Like, it's crazy town.
like, could you imagine that? Because we actually stream on Twitch as well. If you don't know,
Yeah.
link in the description. Underneath
Like,
my
look at this dude. He has a freaking semi-automatic rifle. Like, he has a fully automatic rifle. Like, that is, I mean, only in America, really. But still, like, it's mind blown.
Well, I was actually watching this stream as well, by the way. Just to let
Oh,
you guys-
really?
Yeah.
You saw it happen live.
I saw it happen live because I'm a big fan of the creatures. Kutra is maybe not necessarily my favorite creature. Sorry, Kutra, but I was just watching his stream because I'm not really the biggest Counter-Strike fan, but I am trying to get into it. Like CS:GO, I played
Do it.
for the first time with you the other day. Oh, well, a couple of months ago now. That's the other day for me. But anyway, I was actually watching his stream just because I saw it on Facebook, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's have a look. And then that happened.
That's a good introduction.
Like, honestly, that scared the shit out of me. I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on? This has to be a prank. Because
it happens every time you play Counter-Strike. SWAT just busts into your house.
Well, that was the best part about it, by the way, because Counter-Strike is that type of game.
Yeah.
Like you could hear in the background, he's got the bomb. And apparently, yeah, like apparently the reason they swatted him was because the person who called the cops on him said that there was a bomb in the building. So they had to evacuate everyone, and they were obviously looking for a man in a red hat who happens to be Kutra.
Okay.
So, yeah, like they looked for him, they found him, that's why they came in with the gun. Bless you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, as I was saying before, we both stream on Twitch, and if that happened to me, if someone fucking swats me, I will be so pissed off. And the thing is,
I think I would literally shit my pants.
I think so. Like, could you imagine if he, for example, went to turn off the TV because, or let's say the camera, for example,
well,
because
wasn't there like a whole rumor that someone actually got shot? Like his dad or something got shot?
Oh, this has been around for a while, by the way. If you guys don't already know, like this isn't the first swatting.
See, this is the first I've heard about it. This is where it really kind of blew up on the internet because we have, as you saw before, we have this footage of this dude seriously playing a game, and then all of a sudden he's like, hands up. This dude's coming in with guns, real guns.
I've died from this as well. Like as you mentioned, there was someone who was shot. I can actually tell you a story that I heard the other day. Was this one person was swatted? I don't think he was a YouTuber. He was just some guy, and his friend was trying to play a prank on him. And they were a young couple. They just had a baby in the carriage. This is going to be a very sad story. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah, you've really taken this down a dark turn here.
Yeah. And they apparently swatted, and they went into the room. As they were going into the room, they threw in a gas bomb, and it landed in the baby's carriage. And yeah,
Damn.
Like it's actually very sad. I'm so sorry to say that.
Way to bring us down, Blake.
Yeah,
bring us down.
Maybe we should put like a little tag on the video.
Yeah, we might just cut that whole bit. That's all right with you, because that's
okay. Bloopers.
Yeah.
Bloopers.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. Only in America, really.
Pretty much.
It's a crazy town.
Yeah, but that's the creature getting swatted. The creature. What else is there? I mean, there's Amazon actually bought Twitch out, not Google. Like Google didn't buy Twitch.
Yeah, well, that was a bit of a curveball, wasn't it? Because we, along with like everyone else on the internet, thought the deal was done. YouTube/Google was buying Twitch for their amazing gaming streaming services, and then boom, Amazon just slid in there and was like
$970 million.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. Like, you hear about Microsoft buying Minecraft for $2.5 billion, and Twitch is actually a platform which kind of you would think goes beyond a game, but like,
that
it's
still mind boggles me personally. Like, Twitch has a lot of potential, and if it's anything like YouTube, if it gets big like YouTube,
one could almost argue that it almost is.
Yeah,
it is big like YouTube. Like, it's people make their job from Twitch streaming, and they do really well. Like, those guys must be making a packet, and the fact that Amazon is willing to pay cash, like it wasn't just usually these things like Microsoft buying Mojang or whatever, although Microsoft has a crap load of cash, so they may have actually paid in cash, but mostly, like Facebook buying Oculus, most of that would have been through stocks, Facebook stocks, which, who knows what they're at these days. It's probably a lot. It's another number that doesn't actually exist. It's that large. But yeah, a lot of it is stocks, whereas Amazon has actually come in and given these guys, whoever the board of directors is for Twitch or whatever, whoever owns all the stocks, or if are they even publicly traded? Anyway, I'm confusing the issue. They've paid cash, so they have literally transferred currency from Amazon accounts to, let's say, Twitch, for want of a better person. They have actually given them currency. It's not, oh, here's, so many stocks in Amazon worth this much at this particular point in time. It is literally, here is $970 million.
Do you think I could write up an IOU to Google and be like, I'll pay you back?
When I get huge. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. Something else that's pretty crazy as well. Sorry to I want to elaborate a little bit more, but we're kind of strapped for time. But
maybe next episode.
Yeah, whatever we miss as well, we'll definitely talk about next episode. But something I do want to mention, although it is fairly old news now, Australia, good old Australia,
mate.
We're suing someone, and it's not usually Australia who sues. It's more.
It's more of an American thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're apparently suing Valve, and I hate that because,
all people to sue. Let's go and sue Valve.
I love Gaben. Why would I sue him? But no, to be honest, it actually is for a better cause, I guess.
Fairly legitimate reason, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds amazing, and if we get it, fucking... Yes, if we win this case...
Okay, stop beating around the bush, DZ. Let's tell us about what it actually is.
Well, I don't know. No, it's I don't know. I don't have my...
You would.
I don't have my notes up. No, basically what it is it's got to do with the return policy that we have in Australia. So I'm not exactly sure on the return policy, word for word, but I believe it's a 7-day thing at least.
Wow,
if I'm not mistaken, I should know this.
So, just in case that doesn't actually come across, Daisy just said we have I believe it's actually a 30-day returns policy. I believe they call it a cooling off period, where if you buy something within 30 days, you can return it for a full refund. On the contingency that you actually have a valid reason. You can't just play a game for a month and then be like, yeah, sweet, I want my money back now. You actually have to have a valid reason and show cause as to why you are entitled to a refund. Which, for everything else is awesome. You buy a TV, it doesn't work, you take it back to the shop, they give you your money back. Or they replace it. It doesn't really make sense, and this is where I think Australia is really kind of lagging behind everyone else. I think the people who make policies and are in charge of laws and all of that sort of crap, those old codgers out there, I'm talking to you. They don't seem to kind of really be up with the online, and I mean the NBN is a prime example of this. They're not up with 21st century technology. They don't understand it. They don't understand that a game, whilst there is, and I mean Valve is usually pretty good about this. If there's a game on the Steam store that says it's one thing and really isn't, and it's that way for a lot of people, in general, they give people refunds, or they allow them, Steam credit, and they can buy other games and all the rest of it. So they're usually pretty good about this. And whilst it's kind of good that, Australia is sticking up for itself and kind of saying, well, hey, Valve, you really need to come to the table here. I think that them kind of going at Valve, if you will, is kind of really the wrong person to be suing, if that makes any sense. It's I probably just super confused the issue there, but
well, personally, I actually see it a very different way to you, Aaron, because I'm not exactly sure if I really understood what you said, so I might ask you to repeat some of the things. But But I can tell you, for example, like if I buy a Steam game, are you saying like I can get credit if I don't like the game? Not if I don't like the game, if it doesn't work.
Yeah, so
Or-
and there was, I wish I knew the name of the game, but there was a game recently that was, I think it was like early accessed or something like that, which
Okay.
clearly said that it was these particular things, like it was this sort of game and you could do this, X, Y, and Z.
Are you talking
And-
about the dinosaur game? I can't remember what it's called either.
I
But
don't know.
Okay.
I didn't play the game. I wasn't involved in it, so I'm not
Alright.
exactly sure. But I know it was a thing. So, but the developers of the game said it was one thing, and it was quite clearly either not up to scratch, or wasn't that thing whatsoever. So Valve said, "Yeah, fair enough. This game isn't what these guys are saying it is. Here's your money back."
Okay.
I think they actually full on refunded people's money, but Australian laws, we have a 30-day cooling off period where if you buy something and then in 30 days realize that I probably shouldn't have done that, or this doesn't do what I thought it did, or this isn't in my best interest to have bought at the time because of this legitimate actual reason, here, take it back and give me back my money. That's a consumer protection law we have in Australia, which is awesome because I don't think many countries kind of have that sort of thing, protecting consumers from being the stupid idiots that they are. So I think them attacking Valve, well, they're not really attacking Valve. They're just saying, well, look, this is our laws. You're not playing by the rules, which everyone else has to play by. Just because your digital content shouldn't matter. But it really does put them in a completely different ballpark.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's probably confused you even further, DZ, or if...
Slightly. No. I'll tell you my reasoning for actually siding with Australia for this one, but I just want to really quickly say, personally, I've been on Steam for a long time, almost as long as I've been a World of Warcraft player. Personally, in my experience, I've hated a lot of games, and I've never actually had something like that. I do get it that it was an early access thing. It kind of sounds like it was just a once-off thing, though.
Yeah, well, it's not just because you don't like the game. Like, you have to have a legitimate reason. Like, this game is fundamentally broken. Like,
Yeah.
I can't get past level 2. Or, it said it was an RPG when it's quite clearly just a shooter.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, if Steam's not doing that, like, okay, I've never really had much of a tiff about it, I guess, because I know, like, I know that I took that risk with my money. Like, I've given them money for a game. Like, I'm very careful with what I buy. However, we shouldn't really have to be, and that's why I actually really like the Australian 30-day thing. But if I can give you an example, if Steam's not doing it, but Origin is, because Origin is actually the EA version of Steam, if you will. And if you guys have used Origin, you'll know that it is pretty damn good. Like, it might not have the best reputation because it's EA, but to be honest, like, the layout's pretty nice. It
it's
works
a good
well.
platform, and they do have more than just EA games, which is what kind of weirded me out. I thought it was literally just a shop front for EA games online and kind of their DRM for online, but it's not. It's more than that, which is cool, which I didn't understand that it was at first. And I know what you're saying. They are quite good about, kind of towing the line and that sort of stuff.
I actually have the return policy of Origin up here because, like, I don't believe there is technically a return policy for Steam.
I'll have a look.
Well, yeah, definitely have a look. But I can tell you, Origin guarantees, allows you rather, to return EA digital game downloads, PC or Mac, purchased on Origin for a full refund within 24 hours after you first launch the game, within 7 days. From your date of purchase, or when whenever you actually launch the game. So, like, I think that's amazing personally. Like, if you play a game and you actually don't like it, you can just be like, yeah, well, hey, I want my money back. I think that's great. Like, why should we have to play a game, not like it, and be like, oh shit, well, my money's just gone to waste. Also, just a quick side note, while I am fairly sure you're correct with the whole 30-day cooldown thing. When I was working at Game, and this might just be generally for games internationally, maybe, I'm not sure. When I was working at Game, which is a game store, the policy was 7 days. So it wasn't 30. Like, anything more?
I think it may have been changed in the last year or so, which is why they're now suing Valve. But I've got the returns support ticket, it looks like. At Valve, but anyway, it looks like one of those kind of frequently asked questions thing.
Right.
It only accepts returns and exchanges for physical merchandise within 30 days. So
merchandise?
I think that's where the main issue is.
What's physical on Steam?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like,
what?
Literally, I am going to go on record and saying that you literally cannot buy anything physical through Steam. Like, even all of the extra stuff you buy in, like, DLC and deluxe editions and all of that crap, that is all digital. You can literally buy nothing physical through Steam.
And that's the return policy. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Oh, As with most software products, unless required by local law, which is, this, we do not offer refunds or exchanges on games, DLC, or in-game items purchased on our website or through Steam client. Please review Section 3 of the Steam Subscriber Agreement for more information. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough one. I don't know who's... Yeah, I mean, the Australian government versus Valve. That's a pretty...
That's two heavyweights, really.
Well, I mean, I'd almost say, and I don't mean to bag on Australia at all, but Valve is probably getting up there with the size of the Australian government at the moment. Because
let's think about it. Gaben versus Tony Abbott. Like, who's gonna win?
Who do you
I'm putting my money on Gaben. Okay,
absolutely.
Yeah, especially if it's in some sort of like debate. Because, that Tony will be like... Gaben will wipe the floor with him. Anyway. I don't actually know why a lot of people hate Tony Abbott so much. Besides a lot of the crappy stuff that he actually does.
You answered your own question.
Yeah, well. Anyway...
I don't know about you, dude, but I think it's, I'm kind of past my prime. I think it's past. Yeah.
Well,
I can't even form a sentence, so.
I don't think we've been able to form a sentence since like an hour ago. So I guess it is time to wrap it up. But thanks to the panel as per usual, and be sure to subscribe to us as well, just blatantly reading off the script. For updates and social networking with our fans, please follow me on Twitter at DZTweets and Aaron at GameryAaron. Wait, do you have Twitter?
Yep. Gamery.
Oh, yeah.
That's me.
Cool. I didn't know that. I'll go follow you in a second. Also, be sure to check out thegamery.com for more great podcasts and gameplay. Was there anything else you wanted to plug at all?
Nope. Just me.
You want to plug your... Okay. Anyway, that sounds so
I think
wrong.
I broke Blake there for a second.
Yeah. But I guess we'll see you not this Tuesday,
not next
but
Tuesday.
the next, for the next podcast. Yeah, and every 2 weeks. So you